Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're all enjoying Data Vision 2023. And probably I'm between you and your lunch. We'll finish it fast. This session, we will discuss about data first next in the context of cloud, AI, security, and more. I'm Sanil Kumar, TUC co-chair Soda Foundation, and I'm also the founder of Case Labs Private Limited. At Case Labs, we focus on cloud native, AI, ML, and cybersecurity. Let's get started. Confusing. Data first next or data next? It is data first, always data first. And what next for data first in this session? With respect to cloud, the adoption of multi-cloud, not only cloud, multi-cloud, is significantly growing. So 80+% of organizations, enterprises, they are leveraging multiple clouds for their deployments, internal or external. And also, most of these companies leverage multi-cloud strategy. Why do they get into multi-cloud strategy? Because going forward, they see that multi-cloud is the way. It is the new normal. Similarly, we see a huge impact of generative AI like GPT-3, GPT-4, 4.5, and so on to all the industries. In general, data analytics, especially vector databases, data mesh, basically vector database is like a domain-driven, and the data mesh is kind of how efficiently we can do decentralized data based on the domain. And when it comes to security, security is kind of very, very critical for any of the technology or deployment, but at the same time, you come to it at the last. First, you develop features, and then later we think about security. But the fact of the matter is that the impact of security holes or security vulnerabilities in your software cost huge. The cybersecurity attacks have been increasing, though you have different solutions based on AI and various assessment mechanism, penetration testing, so on and so forth. But still, the cybersecurity attacks is on the increasing trend. And the cost of every time the cost of data breach is quite high. And in a way, close to 40% or more internet users are under attack, especially in first half of 2022, the average is 39 and close to 50 is in US, and in India, it's around 68, I think. So it means that most of us are prone to cybersecurity, cyber attack. Now let's see some of the key trends based on our data and storage survey, which we have conducted in 2022. Is there anything any indicators to cloud, AI, and security, or is there anything we need to focus on? Multi-cloud management, especially the real deployment, is getting increased, especially open source multi-cloud management is increasing. And the end user workloads are getting deployed in multi-cloud, especially public cloud. And cloud technology is where enterprises, they think that over the next 3 years, this is one of the top areas where they are going to invest. So cloud or multi-cloud is really important or significant. That's where things are moving. Now coming to data security is one of the key challenges, especially for container deployment. As you know, 80-90% of new deployments are in workloads are in container deployments. And another important area is information security and privacy. And multi-cloud solution itself, data security or the security, data protection or security are considered to be biggest challenge. And data quality, governance, and security are top priorities when selecting the metadata management solution. And when you consider metadata management, the security is very much important because metadata leads to the access to the data. And now coming to AI, as we see multi-cloud with on-premise and edge, now this becomes hybrid cloud scenario. Now, the most critical data management area is on hybrid data management, especially when it becomes distributed. So AI-driven data management and data analytics is one of the key things for next 2 to 4 years, is one of the key findings from our survey. So all these indicate that cloud, security, and AI are very critical. We need to watch out and we need to get prepared on our data management or data solutions. So with respect to multi-cloud, like we discussed, data across multiple clouds, that's a game, right? Because the data for a particular deployment can be in cloud 1, 2, 3, or 4, depends on the cost, region, and things like that. And then, like we discussed, hybrid data management is important. The cost and quality of service becomes very critical. And based on the cost, probably you need to deploy AI to know whether this cloud is cost efficient or the next kind of thing. And when it comes to AI, analytics and inference, of course, it's important. And going forward, like LLM and this kind of technology will get deployed. And we need a efficient data management and visualization. When huge data, visualization is a big challenge, and probably LLM can disrupt the visualization as well. Now coming to security, data privacy, confidentiality, and integrity. These are very critical. So in summary, data protection, security, data mobility, the movement of the data observability, in the sense the metadata, the unstructured metadata, how do we track all this metadata, and also the metadata management, store, access, classification, and things like that. Then inference, visualization, and more. There are different areas, right? So we need to have right solutions to meet these challenges. Now, at Soda Foundation, what we have. So we are working on open data framework. You might already seen the slides presented by Stephen and other speakers, where they would have touched upon what is open data framework and what are our goals and vision. Now, we want to connect any application to any storage seamlessly, be it cloud, edge, and on-premise. So that is where we want to head to. We call it as open data framework. And how we get there, we have two sets of projects. One is Soda framework projects, and the other is Soda Echo project. Let's see what are these projects and how it helps to build open data framework. Soda framework projects are the projects maintained by Soda Foundation directly, Soda Foundation community, Soda open source community, solving the common problem faced by end users, very key points and the core pieces of the requirements coming from our end users. We try to build projects and maintain it. So those projects are called SODA framework projects. So right now we have the four flagship projects. One is Kahoo, which is for data protection, primarily for cloud native Kubernetes. We'll see the details later. And Strato is for the data mobility across cloud. Delphin is a project which will help for monitoring the heterogeneous storage monitoring. And Crystal is a new project primarily for metadata management, seeing the trend and requirement. Sorry. So dedicatedly for metadata management, we are coming up with this project called Crystal. And all these projects, you can find it in the SODA Foundation GitHub. So this is about the framework project. We'll see the details in the subsequent slides. And before we getting into the details of framework projects, we'll see Echo project. The Echo projects are partner projects, open source partner projects, which they join SODA Foundation project landscape to build collaborative solutions end-to-end. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Somebody has a container storage management for block or object storage or cache solution, or a data controller, object data controller, things like that. So we can actually use that project along with the framework project to build end-to-end solution. That's the intent. And there is no condition. This is unconditional kind of a collaboration between SODA framework projects and Echo projects, because the Echo projects can go on with their own release cycles, management, things like that. So if you think any of your projects or your friends' projects or any other open source projects, if you think that it has got an overlap or synergy with SODA Foundation roadmap or the framework projects, please let us know. We can work together. So now we will see some details about SODA framework projects and how it helps to solve some of the existing projects, existing problems of data management. I'm sorry. The first one is Kahoo. Kahoo is primarily for the data protection in cloud native. So if you see this, SODA CDM is container data management. In that, we plan to have different areas in Kubernetes, primarily in Kubernetes. And we started with Kahoo. The Kahoo currently gives backup and restore across Kubernetes clusters. So basically, it provides data backup and restore. The backup can be on-premise or cloud. And it actually handles both metadata and data. So metadata means the configurations of Kubernetes configurations and the application configuration, and then the data, the PVs. So both it can take backup and it can restore. Now, it's something just beyond backup and restore. It also provides some of the other features on scheduling and supporting third-party drivers along with CSI and things like that. So basically, we started with container data management. Then we focused on container data protection. Then we started Kahoo, and Kahoo started with backup and restore. Okay. And the last Kahoo is typo. And we are actually working on replication and recovery for Kahoo. Okay. So in backup and restore, metadata and data, snapshot support is there, pre-hook and post-hook, so that you can take care of some of the data consistency issues with respect to application. You can put it in pre-hook and post-hook to manage it, and cross-cluster backup and restore. And we also support CSI provision or non-CSI provision volumes. This is about the backup and restore. Another key feature is a storage provider framework. This is for pluggable volume or metadata backup provider. So you can have custom backup providers. You can plug it to the framework, and you can have multiple backup providers at the same time to manage. And we also have some kind of a policy schedule kind of thing for automation and orchestration. And when it comes to Strato, it is for the multi-cloud data mobility. So usually what happens is that you have multiple clouds and can have different APIs across object, file, and block the data movement or orchestration and things like that. Now that's when SODA comes handy. SODA provides a unified APIs for object, file, and block across the cloud. So you can orchestrate, you can move the data on-premise to cloud, cloud to on-premise, or cloud to cloud, or within the cloud. Now, this is on the right-hand side, you can see the architecture. So we have our own dashboard. You can also have custom dashboards. We have unified APIs, and then different services for each of this object, file, and things like that. And then also we have data mover, data flow, especially Kafka-based. And then we have the backend driver. The backend driver adapters is, again, easily you can plug in new storages, in a sense, cloud storage or on-premise storages. We already support Ceph and XF, the optimized one, and multiple clouds, 6-7 different top cloud vendors we already support. So it provides unified multi-cloud API and S3 compatible, and support all the major cloud vendors. Data migration and lifecycle management, policy-based lifecycle management can be supported with this. And now this support file, block, object, and we also support service plans, gold, platinum, if you want custom plans for the users. It support, and it's also support smart archival, in the sense direct archival and retrieval can be possible. Now it comes to Delphin. Delphin is a heterogeneous storage monitoring. At the moment, it's supported in enterprise world. It's not in the cloud or container space. It provides a heterogeneous storage across different storage vendors, any storage vendors. We support around 20 to 30 different storage vendors from top storage vendors. And it provides unified interface to unified data structure to get all the monitoring data, and it can export to Prometheus out of the box it support, and also third-party exporters or Kafka. Okay, you can have other different exporters as well. It basically supports resource monitoring, performance monitoring, alert management, and it also provides driver manager so that you can easily add new drivers and new driver models to support. And the plugin manager will help you to export the data to Prometheus, Grafana, Kafka, or custom clients. If you have a data management dashboard, you can actually export. Comes to Crystal. Crystal is a new project, as I said. So it's the metadata collector and services and classification part. So basically, we wanted to focus on the collectors, access, store, and search kind of an activity which we wanted to start. In fact, in Strato project, we have started in the last release, we have the metadata management. So what we are planning to do is that we have already done some kind of a migration from Strato, the metadata management pieces, to Crystal, just started. So we need to do some cleanup and first support the S3 metadata management. That is what we supported in Strato. So we brought that to Crystal, and now we will be developing on top of that. So it is actually, basic S3 metadata management can be tested currently. So it's available in this GitHub. Please try out, and please help us to develop this, because this is just started. Now, what we plan to do is that all these in Kahoo, Strato, and Delphin. So Kahoo, we wanted to move on to replication and failover, which is slightly more complex. And then in Strato, we wanted to have the mover performance and bring the reusable metadata management to Crystal. And in the case of Delphin, we wanted to do bring it into Kubernetes storage monitoring and performance benchmarking. And common metadata schema is the immediate target for Crystal, so that we can manage the metadata, unstructured metadata. Basically, we wanted to focus on unstructured data for Crystal. And then we also want to analyze and place how Crystal can be placed in the other open source, among other open source projects which are handling metadata management. Now, where are we heading to? We wanted to move towards smart and secure data management solution, making cloud native data management smarter and secure. So we wanted to focus more on cloud native. So it needs to be smart in the sense we deploy AI kind of solutions, and ensure that it's secure. So in the case of cloud, hybrid cloud data management and orchestration is our focus. And cloud native observability, metadata management for unstructured data. In the case of AI, we wanted to have AI data exporters, LLM-based analysis, vector databases, and data mesh. We wanted to analyze and see that how we can deploy these kind of solutions to our data management pieces, either in the existing projects or new projects. And in the case of security, cloud data security and cloud native security, especially on the Kubernetes security hardening and assessment are in our plan, so that take all these inputs to increase the competency of the existing projects and meet some of the upcoming challenges for data management. Please join us. You can just start with Soda in Bitly, Soda Starter, and join our Slack and say hi and say that you want to contribute or you want to, happy to work with us. We'll be there and we'll help you out from there. So together we can build the next generation smarter data first solutions in open source together. That's all from my side. Sorry for taking 1 or 2 minutes extra. Hope you enjoyed the session. And you can connect me to Sanil Kumar D in the LinkedIn. Hope to work with all of you and enjoy the subsequent sessions. And yeah, all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.